database, living in the day. What the fuck is this? The miniature albino dog that Junior began to keep on the bridge of the after the... Huh? It's albino, so he's Albi. Oh! Wait, is albedo and albino related words? Because albedo was like the alchemical process of turning something white, right? So I don't know what Latin for white is. Dog is very friendly towards Junior and Shion, but stubbornly continues to dislike Guinan. Ah, dogs know when something ain't right. Oh, this motherfucker. Well known across all regions of the galaxy. Said to be your children's book, Tessidora. Author from planet Tessidora in 4630s. But the facts are uncertain. As a result of the character's ambiguous copyright status, a variety of industries have used its cuteness. That's... What a fascinating world-building detail. Like, oh, this cute mascot character is used by, like, everyone because the copyright status is ambiguous. The character is just as popular even now in the latter half of the TC4 4700s. 4700s. Toy store franchises like Toys Universe. That was a thing in the last game, right? I didn't really go in depth on it, but there was a Toys Universe store. Have introduced original variations on the character in addition to selling the original design. Shion has been a huge fan since childhood and uses it as the procurator for her connection gear. Yeah, I don't know why though. Orugula. This lady, we fought her, I remember that. Did I mix her up with the shouldn't she be here? What the fuck is her name? So our emulator. Oh god, there's a lot to read here. I think we'll be reading for the rest. Where did she go? Is she under weapons? The lady who hangs out with Morgulis. I think I might have... Am I actually stupid? What the fuck is his actual name? More... Why isn't he here? Under characters. Surely he's a character, right? You know what? Whatever. Sword guy. The Patriarch's personal battle cyborg. Original specialized cyborg using human transfer experiments. An accident during the experiment led to this dissociative identity disorder, yielding split personalities. After subsequent adjustments, she became a battle cyborg in the Patriarch's personal guard, a role well suited to her aggressive personality. Because she would like switch in her fight, right? Usually the owner of a calm and obedient personality, her aggressive personality is forced awake upon entering battle where she becomes a berserker. Catherine with a C. One of a special type of reality manufactured by Joachim Misrai, addressed by the nickname Keith. Oh, yeah. Manufactured by order of Sergius the 17th. According to concrete data taken from Fibronia that was tuned and used as a core of a system to control Udo. Ah, I see. I didn't quite get that last time. Fibronia refers to her as a little sister, but realians possess neither blood relatives nor the concept of parents or siblings. Strictly speaking, she's actually Fibronia's clone, yes. Fibronia asks Shion to release, the dual bonds of humanity and Udo. She hopes for the release of all realian consciousness. To release their consciousness... Does that refer to how they were hooked up to the Zohar? I'm not sure. Keith, yeah. The highest authority in Ormus, Sergius. Those who hold the position of patriarch within Ormus, the core of the immigrant fleet, are the protectors of the Zohar. They usually possess the ability to link with the Zohar and draw out a proportion of his power. While this can be said of all people of Zohar, interesting. Protected the Zohar during the activation of Earth, not Lost Jerusalem, Earth. Due to the thinning of the bloodline over the ages, very few people retain this ability even within Ormus. He planned to monopolize control of the original Zohar, sleeping within Old Miltia in the hopes of solidifying the immigrant fleet's superiority over the Galaxy Federation. It was likely a result of both the historical background of the Federation's oppression and exploitation of the immigrant fleet as a minority, and the connection held by Sergius XIV within the Federation's Salvators. Sergius controlled the military with the Old Miltian hierarchy, which was largely comprised of fleet immigrants. He moved the Mizrahi Cerebral Scientist Research Center, a division of the Federation's Zohar Research Organization, from Planet Mictam to Old Miltia, renaming it the UTIC organization and placing it under Professor Mizrahi's administration. Top-secret anti-Federation plans were developed behind the scenes there. Wilhelm's actions as Ministry Cabinet Chair lay behind the fact that the Federation cast a blind eye upon the establishment of the UTIC organization. See, half of this went over my head in episode 2 because there was no database to read. These games need a database. He activated Proton Omega on Old Miltia, but it was destroyed by a testament. Kirschwasser. These were the realions constructed by Professor... Collect data to use for Momo's development. Kirschwasser is also the term for cherry brandy, right? Broadly, if I touch even slightly to the left or right, it just skips through the text. Broadly interpreted, both Momo and the Kirschwassers are realians with Professor Mizrahi built for the sake of his daughter Sakura. The circumstances surrounding the construction, however, are visibly quite different. Momo is the entity closest to Sakura and was born completely. The Kirschwassers, on the other hand, were merely tools of the experiment made so that Momo could be completed, and then to be disposed of. To the Kirschwassers, Momo is a subject of both admiration and envy. That is not necessarily to say that many of the Kirschwassers that traveled with Albedo felt jealous of Momo. The reason the Kirschwassers never left Albedo's side, no matter how harshly he treated them, was because of a strong resonance with the close, yet untouchable existence in Albedo's life, and the feelings similar to unconditional love that it inspired. And we saw how that went. Oh shit, Grimoire Verum. Is there no image? There is an image in the missing year, though. He's kind of a... He's got the shoulder-length black hair, he's got the goatee, he looks very villainous. The former chief of Vector's Zohar Research Department, he was the one responsible for causing the Zohar to go berserk thousands of years ago, destroying Lost Jerusalem 6 months ago for about the Gnosis terrorism. I keep forgetting that he's that tightly connected to the... he's that old. He went into hiding within the UMN, sending Gnosis under his control to attack the capital cities of various planets, and ultimately died within the UMN. Though his crimes are officially listed as the work of an individual, he was in Vector's custody prior to their occurrence. Furthermore, the fact that Grimoire summoned and controlled Gnosis in an area under special Vector control, the S Division, motivated Shionosuke to think that Vector and the UMN might be connected to the Gnosis phenomena, and to begin her investigation along with Scientia. Although many details behind the Gnosis terrorism were lost with Grimoire's death, such as his motive and goal, one source suggests that he likely shared a deep connection. What do you mean one source? Shion was there. She spoke to him. This is really weirdly... I don't know if this is written towards people who don't know. I'm not sure. One source suggests that he likely shared a deep connection with the girl known as Nephilim. We know that. And that the Gnosis terrorism was part of a search for her. Vector has denied any and all connection to Grimoire or the Gnosis terrorism, and to this day refuses to comment on the events. Maybe it's written in-universe, kind of, I don't know. Sakura Mizrahi, the daughter of Joachim Mizrahi and Julie, upon whom Momo was modeled. Right, sorry, I misread that. In my mind. Suffering from a congenital brain defect, she was unable to speak or communicate her feelings in the real world. While staying at the Yuriev Institute for treatment, she met Rubido, who was in the middle of anti-Udo training. After showing Rubido and Albedo the meaning of their lives beyond that of weapons fated to eventually disappear, she entrusted to them her younger sister, who would later be born, a new consciousness named Momo, and passed away. Yeah, no happy endings. Hey, Ziggy! The model number of Ziggy's body and the general name for Ziggurat Industries Type 8 model battle cyborg. Different from consumer models, this body was designed specifically for law enforcement use and features exceptional nerve impulses, reaction speed, resilience, and resistance to bullets. Of course, special machinery is required for its maintenance, and the upkeep costs are considerable. though Ziggurat Industries has long since closed their now obsolete production lines in this era of the Galaxy Federation's Realian technology. The individual combat and defense capabilities of cyborgs still trump those of combat Realians, and Ziggurat Industries supposedly still supplies replacement parts to official organizations that continue to choose their product. Ziggurat Type 8 models typically transfer their neural infrastructure from a Realian-based body they inhabit while off-duty into their cyborg body when deployed on a mission. Interesting. Ziggy, however, remains in his Type 8 body at all times out of personal preference and does not require a Realian-based body. Which is very interesting, the idea that they could make a Realian for Ziggy to inhabit when he's not being a robot. Which, like, I don't know about that. We saw her in a cutscene. URTV unit number 668, female type variant on the 668th URTV created by Dmitry Yuriev. We don't know much about her right now. Jan Sauer is Ziggy's real name, yes. So Uzuki. We saw him as well in The Missing Year. Supervisor for the Federation's Special Inspection Office of Advanced Technology, Department of Energy, father of Shion and Jin. Supervisor for the Federation government who was sent to monitor the UTIC organization. Despite officially being a government-established body, the large concentration of former citizens of the immigrant fleet amongst its staff provoked the fears of the Federation. Cecilia, yes. Cecily. Yeah, that's a weird nickname. I can kind of get Kath or Kaith from Catherine, but one of a special type of reality manufactured by Joachim Misrai, addressed by the nickname Cecily. Manufactured by order of Sergius 17th, according to concrete data taken from Fibronia, that was tuned and used as the core of a system to control Udo. Fibronia version, this is basically the exact same as for Catherine. Sellers, a colleague of Joachim who participated alongside him in the UTIC organization Zohar research. He feels an obsessive sense of rivalry. Oh, this is a guy who worked for Yuriev. He presently works on the development of an interstellar strategic integrated weapon system under Dmitry Yuriev, a man perpetually fixated on surpassing the heights reached by Joachim Misrai. Sergius, yep, that's about it. There was more. Pellegrini, that's a name. She's the one I was mixing up with Orgula. Negrito, yep. We've read about Guinan. Heinlein. Right, Heinlein. Representative in Ormus Cardinal, responsible for technological research, development, and securing funds. He is the second most influential member of Ormus after Sergius. Despite this, he has never shown himself in public, even Margulis and his men. What did I call him before? Morgulis or something? I've never seen him directly. Many, including Margulis, sympathize with Heinlein's wish for a return to Lost Jerusalem through Ormus and give him their loyalty. After the death of Sergius XVII, he assumes control of Ormus and moves to take back Ormus' Holy Land Mictam. Pesh, French word for Mabel Pesh, I remember this shit, that was a fucking thing. Yeah, and Momo is Japanese for peach. Albedo is truly a cunning linguist. I'm sorry, I lost it a little bit there. Representative Helmer, he's a representative of Second Militia's autonomous government. Friend and sympathizer to Gaina and Kuka Foundation, cautious strategist, always sure to make the first move and pull strings as necessary. Typically a gentle and flexible in demeanor, the depths of his eyes sometimes show a keen sparkle, indicative of his history as a military officer. The Kukai Foundation fell under suspicion. He swiftly made the necessary arrangements to help Gaina and his team. He has been aware of the dangers of the Zohar and the Udo system from an early stage, and has engaged in a variety of activities along with the Kukai Foundation in an effort to stop trouble before it happens. Jin's superior during his time in the military. Oh, did we know that? We might have known that. Helmer feared the rise of the UTIC organization and the awakening of Udo and used Jin to gather information. We might have known that. I just forgot. There's so many things to keep in mind. I keep forgetting things. I'm really sorry about that. It is unavoidable for me. After the Gnosis terrorism incidents, he began independently monitoring Vector and Dmitry Yuriev under the auspices of the Contact Subcommittee. Herman. Ormus Inquisitor under the command of Chief Inquisitor Margulis, skilled with a staff, formerly a private first class in the Galaxy Federation's Navy, stationed in Sergeant Matthews' detachment. Have we seen this guy? After the unit was disbanded, he took the role of CEO of a UTIC organization, Dummy Corporation, Haze Portage Service. Herman's family has been in the service of Richard's household since they were both aboard the immigrant fleet. Consequently, Herman has pledged loyalty to Richard? Sorry, Richard? Who? Inquisitor of the Secret Society, Ormus under the... Okay. Whole family with roots that can be traced back to the immigrant fleet. Older sister and parents died in an accident in his early childhood. As a result, he became the young master of the house. Herman's family has served his family as personal retainers for generations. His eccentric, almost split personality seems to have been brought on by witnessing his sister's death. He's not the kid in the opening, is he? Fucking Rubido. We know who Rubido is. Given to him by Dmitry Yurov. Variant, yep. Did we miss anyone? Nope. Masuda. Oh shit! This guy! There's an entry for him? The man who oversaw the large-scale excavation of Kenya's Lake Turkana under the sponsorship of Vector Industries and discovered ruins connected to the Zohar. That's still fucking crazy to me that Vector Industries has been around for over 4,000 years. Like, do you understand how long time that is? It's a corporation. It's an industry. 4,000 years. Like, that's insane. Beyond his name and excavation results, essentially nothing is known about him. Based on his name, he's assumed to be of Japanese descent. Assumed to be. Because it says the Japanese game developers. His discovery of the Zohar brought about a dramatic change in the subsequent sphere of human existence. The Zohar discovered by Masuda was transferred to Vector's labs, where various examinations and experiments were performed. Boss. Go to East... Oh, right. I almost remember this guy from episode 2. Goatee sporting owner of Moby Dick's Cafe who looks every bit the part. His name is Stubb. He originally ran a cafe in another location but moved to the second sector due to the area's redevelopment. Jin recommended Moby Dick to him because it features a character who shares his name. Oh yeah, Stubb, even. He casually began to read this famous novel and got hooked, eventually buying his own copy from Jin's bookstore, which you remember Jin's bookstore? The extent of his affection for the book can be seen from the name of the cafe and its decor. His line of liquors are popular, but so is his curry and the rest of his food menu. He has passed a variety of recipes on to Shion, a regular at his shop. Whether in earnest or in jest, whenever Jin comes to the cafe, he tells him, I wouldn't mind giving this place up if it were to Shion. That's a kind of weird thing to say, but sure. Was there still someone I missed? Yukihira Togashi. Oh, this guy. Researcher, his hobby is judo. He looks like a judo guy, a judoka. He entered Vector First R&D Division immediately after the incident in which Cosmos went out of control. Though in love with his co-worker Miyuki, she transferred to the second R&D Division before he had made a move. Is this just like... Is this every Vector R&D guy just not making a move? His sensitive soul, at odds with his appearance, was left holding the pain of unrequited love. Partially in hopes of distracting himself from his weird feelings, he makes teasing Alan, the new chief, a crucial part of his daily routine. Yep. So, like, between the fucking million factions with 4,000-year histories and the religious allegory and the fucking philosophy and everything, there's also the fucking office drama romance stuff. Like, jeez. Android. Yeah, we know what an android is. Android is some believe that an android like Cosmos It's an anachronistic in a time when realians are the norm. The technology is ancient. Her specs far surpass realians. So all technology that is like better. Many references to them in science fiction novels during the times of Lost Jerusalem. Uberhumans. Ubermensch. Humans are artificial modifications made to their bodies and brains during the heyday of the life recycling law, giving them certain types of special abilities, as are the offsprings of these individuals are called mutants. Andrew, Shelley, and Mary are a few mutants. Their outward appearance does not differ from that of humans in any way. At present, discrimination against mutants is strictly prohibited by Federation law. In reality, however, discrimination prejudice is still rampant. Yeah. The Kukai Foundation protects victims of the law and provides them a place to live. Interconnection. This is technology used to dive into Cosmos mainframe and refers to the establishment, yep. Method frees data transference from the limitations of physics, yep. And it allows an instantaneous exchange of data across distances millions of light years apart. That is insane. Theoretically, the exchange will occur without any lag in time. Theoretically. Interlink, an implanted control device that allows two individuals to communicate. Okay, both the superficial and deep psyche may have an effect. It is also possible to connect a computer to the implanted jack and store the data. It is the cyberpunk thing, you know, with a bloop bloop, and they just like call each other, and then they like connect to a computer or something. This allows data that are difficult to carry out to be shared as transfer memories. It's important to keep in mind that an interlink connects memories, and since memories are relatively easy to change, it is difficult to share long-term memories with accurate information. Also, the Species Preservation Act makes it illegal to implant devices and jacks into human beings. Shelley and Mary are connected by interlinks, but they are victims of the Life Recycling Act. Environmental bug. Developed by Professor Joachim Misraya, there are nanomachines that purify... they slowly float through the air and congregate in dark areas while emitting light, giving them the appearance of fireflies. Lovely. Curry. There's an entry for curry. 4 basic curry spices are cumin, coriander, turmeric, and red pepper. All of those are great. I love me some curry. Spices, at least. I don't usually make like a full curry dish. I usually just put like I season my chicken with curry spices, and then I just fry it up in my pan, and it's good to go. Adding garam masala, a blend of cardamom, cinnamon, and cloves. Might have to try that. Shion's single-minded passion for curry is unique. At one time, it seems that she preferred to choose only the most essential spices from the plethora available to create her own blend, as well as to saute the onion and garlic well during preparation. These techniques find their roots from the curry at the Moby Dick's Cafe, which Shion frequented in her high school days. Even out of Shion's many original recipes, her mellow English-style curry, with fruit added as a secret ingredient, was once her crowning achievement. But Jin liked his curry spicy and could hardly bear his sister's creation. It said that the two argued incessantly whenever curry appeared on the dinner table at home. Yep, sure. Federation Emergency Powers Act. What the fuck is that? Is that... Oh, that's the Kukai Foundation, the space station, and the fleet that appeared. The charter was established the year after the establishment of the Galaxy Federation government. Ordinarily, it is considered a violation of Federation law for anyone, even the Federation fleet, to engage in military operations within the territory of a autonomous state without private notification and consent of the state government. However, this charter allows for exemptions from such laws during certain states of emergency, such as an act of treason by use of military force against the Galaxy Federation. I don't know about that. Also, if there is a request of relief from the Federation government to the governments of outlying autonomous states during a deployment of the fleet while executing the Federation Emergency Powers Act, the autonomous governments must comply with the request swiftly. That seems like a kind of... it seems a little cagey. Speaking of cage partition, various data are stored in the main database of cybernetic... Cage partition... Yep, sure. Cool. Species Preservation Act. With the passage of the Life Recycling Law, people pursue their ideals and desires. They came to ignore the basic nature of genes to add diversity. Yeah, this is interesting. A group consisting only of species that have adapted to only one environment is a group with the same inherent weakness. Hence, they are in danger of extinction from even the smallest changes in their environment. The Species Preservation Act was established to counteract the effects of the life recycling law. It was used to revitalize and correct the track of the human race who had become too vulnerable biologically. The goal of the Act is to re-examine the transmission of genes based on the laws of nature and to fix the genetic flaws caused by life recycling. Currently, the Galaxy Species Preservation Act Support Foundation GPS is headquartered in the Kukai Foundation. They work to abolish genetic transformation and cloning, which are still prevalent among the upper classes, and support the victims of the life recycling law. Such interesting and detailed world building that I don't know if it matters a whole lot for the plot or has so far. Trade column. Various types of columns. Trade columns are mostly used for trade. I think we could figure that out, but that's fine. Siggy is like... Yeah, in the first game, yeah. Recycler. Yeah, law varies. Maximum... this activity is basically illegal and carries penalties such as 1 year of hard labor and a maximum fine of 300,000 G. Reclamation and black market sale. I'm just gonna speed read this because we kind of understand it still. Violate the law being involved. Canon Sworn Matthews, yep. Cybernetic engineering. Generic term for engineering technology that integrates, yep. Cyborg. We know what a cyborg is, roughly. Let's just read. Bodies of donors were revived. Yeah. Specifically dead bodies that are cyborged in this universe. Siggy was one such human who, as a registered donor, was revived and turned to a battle cyborg after his death. Donors who were affiliated with special forces or the military were assigned similar duties after their revival, but donors without such backgrounds were at times assigned to harsh manual labor or dangerous terraforming activities. Some were even assigned as housekeepers. Many cyborgs were superior to humans in abilities but were stripped of their rights and placed in a very low social position. Because of these issues, the number of aspiring cyborg donors gradually decreased and the Galaxy Federation adopted a negative stance towards cyborg donation. Presently, the life recycling law has become obsolete with the introduction of realians, which are far superior to cyborgs in performance, except apparently military. Note that individuals who have undergone a cyborg operation to repair and enhance flesh and blood bodies after damage received from accidents or some functional failures are not the same as donated cyborgs. The children of the Messiah, the Cyanide children. Like Junior and Dmitry Yuriev, these are humans who underwent genetic modification during the developmental phase. Ongoing research and development is part of a measure to prevent the immigration fleet from using a part of the Zohar's ability. The life recycling law passed in TC 4591 is said to have been a shield allowing for the birth of more Salvators. The Yuriev Institute has been controlling research efforts. Geocrystal. A naturally occurring crystalline mineral that was abundant in Lost Jerusalem. Although it's clear and colorless, it emits a glow of rainbow colors. Even a small amount of the substance, if in its purest form, can be sold for a small fortune. More than enough to repay all of Matthew's debts. Okay. Dig Beta. Abbreviation of Digitalis Beta. Right. A plant of the genus Digitalis, which is native to southern Europe. Europe? Okay. Although its leaves can be dried and used as a potent cardiotonic. Cardiotonic, something to do with heart. It is also extremely poisonous. Ingested in quantities above a safe dosage, it can induce a coma. Lieutenant Commander Andrew ordered his subordinates to inject Dig Beta during their escape from the Vogelinde. Oh, is that Andrew? I was wondering who the fuck Andrew was. Is that guy with the fucking X who looks like that one guy from Xenogears with a cross, which... Okay, never mind. Safe house. Just places to hide and be safe. In emergency, it can serve as evacuation shelters. For this reason, with a variety of goods suitable for a number of developing tactics and situations. Apart from weapons and food supplies, the VLV safe house is fitted with a machine with specs VLV. The Resistance is now stepping up its anti-human activities, including hacking into the Galaxy Federation, and Vector's classified domains. Such acts are performed behind closed doors. Yeah, we get it. Absolute standard time. Standardized time as decreed by the Galaxy Federation used in the capital 5th Jerusalem. The original standard has been Lost Jerusalem time, with a day divided into 24 hours. Yeah. It is customary to choose a planet similar to Lost Jerusalem to be home to the Federation capital. Consequently, the same concept of time is carried over as well. I guess that's a nice explanation for why, like, they're using our kind of days and hours and stuff. Which is nice that they address it. Oh, there's a lot. Absolute coordinates signifies that any given coordinates remain the same from any perspective. Absolute coordinates are used when transferring ships to describe the placement and location of things like planets in areas of the galaxy lacking definitive landmarks. In the game, the UTIC organization's deception that made it appear that the Durandal attacked the Voglinde was based on the fact that the Voglinde's distress coordinates at the time were the same as Durandal's engagement coordinates. In fact, the Durandal, which had come to scan the Voglinde, had been battling the UTIC organization's 474th Special Operations Fleet. As the UTIC organization recorded the skirmish, the image of the fighting Durandal was combined with that of the sunken Voglinde. This is all Episode 1. The Voglinde was believed to have had no survivors, with the only proof lying in its absolute coordinates. Post-war reparations, a compensation system established after the Milesian conflict that occurred 15 years ago. After the conflict, autonomous states and regions of space that had been heavily damaged, including Second Militia, were given various vested interests and special extra-legal rights. Thanks to this post-conflict compensation, Second Militia was able to join forces with the Kukai Foundation and earn the right to retain the Zohar emulators. However, many regions fell outside the scope of this plan, and rifts have formed between regions of space and autonomous states over the issue of compensation. Despite the creation of a compensation system, it seems there are still many wounds from the war that have yet to fully heal. Device activator syringe. A syringe is a type. Yeah, I know what a syringe is, thank you. In the story, a syringe is used to inject Momo with a device activator when she stops functioning. This is Episode 2. A device activator is a chemical that activates nanomachines within the body. Since Julie performing cardiac massage immediately after administering the chemical, it is believed that she was attempting to restart Momo's cardiopulmonary functions. Yeah. Level 7 personality reconditioning. This is about that guy in Episode 1, right? Treatment given to individuals who have committed a crime as a result of personality irregularities. Nanomachines are implanted into the patient's brain, regulating their thoughts and action. This is all super fucked up. This is super scary. The treatment has 9 levels, which run the gamut from comparatively light control of the brain's neurotransmitter secretions to complete personality loss, achieved by overriding data in the cerebral neocortex and followed by the creation of an entirely new personality within the brain. Rarely, some people's personalities cannot be corrected. In those cases, the subject will undergo increasingly powerful treatments until personality correction can be verified. Andrew, a life recycling variant, underwent level 7 and 8 personality reconditioning, but neither was effective. His destructive actions toward anyone who dared oppose him grew steadily worse. Occasionally, a sort of mark appears on his forehead. This phenomenon occurs when the implanted nanomachines become activated. In other words, it is a sign that the nanomachines are working vigorously within Andrew's brain in an attempt to keep his destructive behavior in check. In the story, the reconditioning facility staff recommends Andrew for level 9 treatment, indicating that the commander is a very rare case indeed. Diving device. I remember these. Jeez, look at her. She looks way different. With the fucking Cyclops visor on. Device that connects a user's consciousness to virtual space reconstructed within the UMN. Come in many configurations, from head-mounted type to bed type for various applications. Still, all models share the same basic functionality and mental state monitoring and connection. More compact models are portable, making it possible to dive at any given moment, provided that one can connect to the UMN. However, the monitoring accuracy can be fairly low and actions within imaginary space may be limited. On the other hand, larger models boast high accuracy and more stable virtual space experience. However, the devices themselves are immense and their price tags equally so. Dipod. Right. That the URTVs use. Used for encephalon diving via interconnection, simple devices. Yep. Dive units, equipment used when connecting to the human. Industry crawlers use simple. This is the thing we use that to dive into Cosmos. Special module has been set up by Matthews to better experience it. Oh, okay. It was for his fucking concert. Great. Despite his claims that nothing compares to attending a concert in person. Today's audiophiles will pay vast sums of money for equipment that brings the sound even a shade closer to the real thing. Yeah, that's how it usually goes. Oh shit, there was more. Oh god, there's so much. You know, we're nearing a fucking hour at this point. I guess... I don't know how I'm gonna cut this up. I'm just gonna... Either there's like another episode of reading coming up, or... I don't know, man. I'll just make sure that the recording is saved, and then I'll get back to reading, and we'll see if it ends up in this episode, and in that case, there should be a timestamp before I started reading. I'll figure it out. I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Database living in the database. Dummy protocol. Network protocol used to connect the perspective Cosmos, that of its operator via the virtual headset VR2000. Since Cosmos is a standalone unit and does not require external feed, this project. Central computer Pieta. Name of the mother frame installed in the Durandal. Junior has affectionately nicknamed it Mama. Pieta refers to any artwork depicting the Virgin Mary mourning of the dead body of Christ. Abstract cognitive function. This function takes visually received data, processes it through circuits to understand it, and then causes it to be reflected in its host consciousness. Humanoid aliens and androids are fitted with this function along with artificial personalities. This function is included because some recognition tasks cannot be performed without the capacity for feeling and thought. Function is necessary to ensure smooth communication with other entities. So it's like fake emotions, I guess. Central nervous system disorder. This is what Sakura had. An affliction where the circuitry that perceives the outside world and demonstrates one's inner feelings is fragmented, making one unable to express emotions or speak. Thanks to the prevalence of the human, memories are now able to be shared as data. By overreacting to the emotions and memories recorded there, one loses the ability to express one's own feeling. Sakura suffered from this disease since birth, but it has also been known to develop spontaneously following excessive human access. It is certainly no exaggeration to say that the true consciousness of the victim of this disorder are floating through the cleft between the real world and imaginary space, that is, within the human. Ultra-wide-range Hilbert. Cosmos has an effective radius of about 300,000 kilometers, within which she can use the Hilbert effect. She can also deploy it over a super wide area should the situation call for it. Normally, even when using a system with an amplifier, the area maxes out at only a 100 kilometer radius. Cosmos, however, can far surpass that limit, unleashing the Hilbert effect over a radius of several hundred astronomical units, which we've talked about, and that's insane. Have we not read that? I don't know. Maintenance box. Containment device that carries out maintenance on androids, realities, and cyborgs, as well as performs operational checks when they fail to start up. Service modules with nanotherapy function can be used by humans as well as cyborgs and are useful for treating all sorts of maladies and injuries. Cosmos exclusive service module is elongated and painted black. Features a restraint called a binding along with movement capability. Iron made in Cosmos is engraved on its hatch. Is it? That's funny. DME addiction that Virgil had. When a human consumes realien tissue, especially that of the central nervous system, it enters the bloodstream and is conveyed to the brain, altering his or her neural structure. Outward signs of addiction include keratinization and hardening of the skin. These symptoms have been observed in Lieutenant Virgil. This compromising of the central nervous system structure alters the addict's mental and physical states. In some cases, death can occur. After the changes have been made, the addict must continue to consume realien tissue to stave off withdrawal symptoms, necessitating a pharmacological intervention. At present, there is no complete cure. In regions not under Federation control, realien tissue is being trafficked as a new kind of narcotic fetching high prices. That's creepy as fuck, but we knew about that. Transfer wave. Signal, the UTIC organization's autonomous fighter units, Autotechs, can gate jump independently, and their rear containers hold approximately 10 compact battle terminals. By emitting a signal to designate transfer coordinates at the target location, the Autotech unit can, within a limited area, rapidly transfer battle terminals one after another. Nataraja. Formerly known as Nataraja, this connection system was designed by Kevin and implements a direct approach. Okay? In the story, when Xion uses a direct approach for Cosmos mainframe, this system is booted up. Nataraja is another name for Shiva, one of Hinduism's chief deities. While worshipped as the Lord of Dancing, he is also a fearsome god of destruction and creation. It's unclear why Kevin bestowed this system with one of Shiva's names. Password, ye shall be as gods. Jesus Christ! It's all coming together. Fuck. I'm going just a little nuts. When Xion uses a direct approach. What exactly do they mean by that? I forget. Direct approach. Breaking the link between two parties connected via... Okay. Call it dive, for sure. Directly intruding in another person's consciousness is a high-risk proposition. Memories of a person with whom a past time and place were shared may... I don't know when... Connection system, not Raja, no. This has to be like... Episode 1 flashbacks, right? With Kevin. I'll keep going. Next is Siggy, formerly known as John Sauer, sent this synthetic dog to son Joaquin soon after becoming his new father. Next is the name of the company that manufactures synthetic animals, and the dog's serial number is DPA1278094 Nexus V06. At the time, purebred dogs were prohibitively expensive and could not easily be purchased, so synthetic versions were more commonplace. Seems Siggy named the dog Nexus 6 after its model number, but since that sounds like a robot name, Joachim shortened it to Nex. And we saw this in like the flashback, and it all ended up with Ziggurat 8 being nicknamed Ziggy by Momo. Heat death describes the death of the universe as drawn from the second law of thermodynamics and its assertion that as entropy increases, the quantity of heat reaches zero and all matter becomes nothing. In the story, Helmer used this concept to express the idea that if humans ceased living as human beings, all that would await them would be the death of the universe in which everything becomes nothing. Hyperspace. Spaceships pass through hyperspace, which resemble a glittering tube, gate jump. If matter touches the boundaries of hyperspace, a gigantic quantity of heat will be released, and the matter will disintegrate into subatomic particles. I imagine it's essentially like nuclear... I don't fucking know, dude. Like, it will go into subatomic particles. Is all like energy keeping it together will be released, which is a lot. Radioactivity is also abundantly... exactly. It is dangerous to perform research and analysis within hyperspace itself, and many mysteries are still left unsolved. Paradigm contamination. A paradigm is the dominating rule governing how things are viewed and perceived in a given age and field. When a paradigm changes discontinuously, it is called a paradigm shift. Is it just explaining, like, in the story the term is used to refer to the desperate circumstances when a computer's mainframe or OS has been hacked or otherwise invaded. It's explaining the reasoning behind the technobabble. Primer walking. Detecting and capturing the remaining traces of energy being transmitted by the Zohar, thus extrapolating its position. Generally used to mean utilizing sequence information taken from DNA and analyzing the downstream sequences to determine the entire base sequence. Huh. Interesting that they would use those terms. Okay. I have some thoughts, but I don't think I'll save those for later. Procurator. Oh, this thing, right. Describes an AI that serves to extract user-requested data from the immense information network known as a UMN. Data is managed by... Are these just entries taken from episode 1? Might be. Data is managed by various AIs within the UMN, and procurators primarily take voice commands. Commands are required more precise. Okay. Connection gears. And Shion uses Bunny. Holographic network. The neural network that makes it possible to view the data recorded within Realians and androids as video in the real world. The analysis of the Y data Momo kept hidden past through this network. Holography is based on the same fundamental principle as the brain's memory mechanism, hence the name. Huh. Holographic mail terminal. A device that is a mail terminal. Taken the subject's information and voice from the center side and sent it. Yep. Militia Charter. A charter established by the Federation government to prevent incidents like the Militian conflict, which broke out 15 years ago, from ever recurring. One of note is the Militian Charter is in the Militian Charter is Article 4, which speaks to the social standing of Realians and was enacted because of the outbreak of Realian violence during the Militian conflict. Because of this outbreak of Realian violence, the number of human victims declined. The Federation government declared Realians also feel stress, which gave rise to the outbreak of violence, thus stipulating human rights to Realians. However, even though their basic rights have been affirmed, Vector, the Realians manufacturer, did not remove their control devices which contain a self-destruct code. The charter can therefore also be viewed as written permission to use said devices. That's rough. Artificial personality layer. Human-like personality created to allow humanoid Realians and androids to communicate smoothly with humans. Since simulated personalities are based on the whole spectrum of emotions experienced by real humans, they are installed to match their host's appearance and function, whether it be a young female Realian or a medically used android. By using both artificial personalities and artificial intelligence, they can be given more human-like thoughts and emotions, but normally one or the other is suppressed and the Realian or android is calibrated to be convenient to its user. Interesting that they're using Momo for the image, being like artificial fake personality bullshit. Oh well. The Life Recycling Law, introduced as a proposal in TC 4590. This bill was approved and implemented in 91. Its aim was to recycle the bodies of the dead. Those who had registered as donors while alive had their bodies transformed into cyborgs after their deaths, but they were used as mere tools with no human rights. Furthermore, the notion of recycling was interpreted as extending to the effective utilization of genes, and the bill was seen as including human clones in genetic and/or cranial nerve modification. See, this is why it's important to be very, very precise with legal language. This brought with it such benefits as broader living spaces and safety. However, with an increase in the number of mentally imbalanced individuals, people like Ziggy becoming Federation government equipment and humanoid weapons like URTVs experiencing issues of societal standing, the act was repealed in TC 4754. You know what is fucking is, now that I think about it? It's just fucking servitors from 40K. I never thought about it like that, but that's fucking exactly what it is. Another reason for repealing the act was that due to genetic modification, more and more people could adapt only to certain environments and the human race was becoming biologically fragile, which we read about very recently. The number one reason the Life Recycling Act was repealed, though, was that the victims of genetic modification were fighting over planets with environments that could support them, resulting in a large number of casualties. Events. Plan 31. The order the UTIC organization gave to the 474 Spec Ops fleet after they failed to secure the Zoar emulator aboard the Voglende. The UTIC organization predicted that in order to retrieve the Zoar emulators, the Durandal would appear at the coordinates where the Voglende had gone down from a Gnosis attack. Composite video footage of the Durandal returning fire upon the 474th Spec Ops fleets after its ambush, made to look like the Durandal had been responsible for sinking the Federation ship Voglende, was leaked throughout space. I remember that. They just photoshopped the bullshit and spread the rumors. The Kukai Foundation, and by extension the Militian Autonomous Government, caught in the trap, were surrounded by the Federation fleet, and those related to the incident were put under arrest. Plan 401. Name of the plan enacted in conjunction with Plan 31 and employed by the UTIC organization in order to strip the Second Militian Autonomous Government of their vested rights. It entails the use of not the UTIC organization's own fleet, but of Federation forces manipulated through the government. By disseminating throughout space, composite video footage, we've read this 3 times now, were framed for treason, resulting in the mobilization of Gedalia Region 422nd Fleet. Later, through operatives within the Federation, the UTIC organization proposed stripping the Second Militian Autonomous Governments of its vested rights, attempting once again to get their hands on Momo, the key to the Y data. It's apparent that Margulis, who directed the operation, considered temporarily giving up Momo to be part of his predicted scenario. Link experiment, connection experiments related to Zohar emulators, let's go, carried out by the UTIC organization at their facility on planet Ariadne. At that time, Andrew held the reins of the operation. Can be deduced that the experiments revolved around linking the Zohar emulators to another existence from the use of the word connection. It's likely that other existence was Udo. Can I look something... What is it called again? I'm gonna type in Xenogears wave. What is it? The wave form. The fucking monad. The wave existence. I'm gonna. Entity pulled from a higher dimension. The fucking green thing that you speak to in Xenogears should just be hanging out. I'm just trying to connect things in my brain. I'm not sure. Udo. I kind of know. Udo is still such an abstract concept. It's kind of hard to get firm grip on what exactly it is. But it is like a waveform existence. However, these experiments ended in failure with the disappearance of planet Ariadne in a space-time anomaly and its subsequent transformation into Gnosis Cathedral ship. Oh! Right! Right, that was a thing. Disappearance of planet Ariadne. In 4765, the UTIC organization was conducting connection experiments with the Zohar emulators at their facility on planet Ariadne. However, space-time Zohar emulators going out of control, and Ariadne completely disappeared along with its 1.5 billion inhabitants, which is insane. While it is unknown why Ariadne had been chosen as a location for the connection experiments, it was on this planet that the experiment's director, Andrew, had lived in a sham marriage. Here he had... Andrew is not the fucking cross-face guy, it's... Is it? Is the guy who fucking... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just confused. It's the fucking guy who fucking... He was hanging out and he became... I thought I thought that was him with the fucking brain control, level 7 personality, whatever's. Oh god. Here, he had committed murder repeatedly and had been placed in a personality reconditioning facility. It may be that he specifically chose Ariadne for the... This is episode 1 and I'm trying to remember it. It's probably good that I read this. There are confirmed reports of fierce winds on the planet's surface immediately before its disappearance, as well as lights in the sky similar to multi-layered aurora. It is held that only a small number of spaceships managed to escape, including those owned by the UTIC organization. Thereafter, Ariadne became a Gnosis cathedral ship made to wander the far reaches of space. We don't have his entry, do we? Looking for A for Andrew. I don't think we do. Okay, abyss. Term referring to the singularity within the double black hole that appeared near old Miltian space after the space-time anomaly that occurred there. Was named to reflect the special property of black holes. If you ever come near one, you will never be able to get out. You form a stronghold. I remember this. I think. By Margulis and the Inquisitors as one of their bases after abandoning Pleroma, which was that asteroid where Ziggy went to get Momo. Was said to be deployed in battle against the Federation fleet inside the path of to Miltia when it opened. However, it wound up being hurriedly pressed into use as a defense line against the Elsa when it tried to break through the path. Despite this, it was destroyed. No. This is episode 2. This is episode 2. This is a big dungeon with the ESs. God. Trying to keep everything straight. The isolation area in Durandal, Sector D, where the Zoar emulators were stored. Also known as the Zoar Room, it was established as a countermeasure to both the Gnosis and the UTIC organization, which is hunting the Zoar. Inside, 12 Zoar emulators are kept under strict control via an attract inhibitor in a large space which has been divided into 13 blocks. Each block has been given the name of one of the 12 apostles, of course they have, followers of Christ. 13th block bears the name Marienkind, or Child of Mary. This is where the original Zoar is slated to be stored. Orbital elevator. Giant elevator that connects a planet with a space station. It can make several round trips in a day between a space station in geosynchronous satellite orbit and a platform established near the planet's equator. This eliminates the need for a crew to land their spaceship on the surface of the planet. Some planets combine their orbital elevators with mass driver-based launch systems, although this would not work in reality, most likely. An orbital station, a space station that has been established in satellite orbit above a planet, primarily intended for the docking of ships. The cylinder extending from an orbital station is connected several thousand meters below with a facility that has been built on the planet's surface near the equator. An elevator that has been established with a cylinder allows the crew. They're describing the fucking. They're just saying the same thing again. The Gedalia Autonomous State, an autonomous state that is home to the headquarters of 422nd Federation Fleet, which surrounded the coup. Do we need to know this? Gedalia's representative in Parliament has ties to Ormus, like Elmer. I'm speed reading. State has argued that Federation Parliament against Second Militia's right to the Zohar, as well as against Army of the Kukafan. Although Gedalia and Second Militia are affiliated with the same federation, one could say that the two planets currently see each other as enemies. Sakura's house. Look at that. Cephalon created within Sakura's subconscious domain. Visualization of the warm home in her mind. Was used as a place to carry out URTV mental link experiments, as well as to treat Sakura. Junior first met Sakura here. For Sakura, it was the first time she had ever met anyone who could understand her words. Personality reconditioning facility. Yep, on Ariadne. Andrew was institutionalized. Didn't he have a fucking... Let me fucking confirm. Goddamn... Xenosaga. Andrew. Why do you keep calling him Andrew? If you had said Cherenkov, I would have known immediately who the fuck you were talking about, because that's what everyone called him all the time. Cherenkov was institutionalized in this facility building, which is divided into 3 departments: research lab to investigate behavioral brain disorders, hospital ward to conduct and he became a fucking gnosis man. The re-education curriculum is centered around lifestyle guidance and work training. Patients with severe emotional disorders may undergo psychotherapy or hypnosis therapy. Once a full re-education curriculum has been completed and a subject has been acceptably rehabilitated according to the baseline set by a court of law, he is allowed to return to regular society and live a normal life, albeit under the surveillance of an administrative manager. I remember this. After the space-time anomaly, old Milsha was blocked off from the local human, spatially detached from the rest of the universe. 14 years later, it reappeared, but the city had lost its past liveliness and most of its surface had flooded. Exactly what happened to this land during this blank interval is unknown. Labyrinthos, with the original Zohar sleeps, looms in the city center, barely retaining its original form. Wrong button. Lake Turkana, the lake whose excavation project was led by Dr. Masta, funded by Vector Industries Capital. Excavation on the lakeside revealed the pedestal of the compass of order and chaos. How did it? Okay. When Masta placed a stone tablet he had with him on the excavated object, the Zohar appeared from the lake. The lake is located on the northern edge of Kenya in Africa. Surface area is 700 square kilometers and its maximum depth is 73 meters. It's located in a very hot semi-arid area and there is little vegetation in the landscape apart from shrubs. The eastern coastline of Lake Turkana is well known as one of Africa's greatest sites for fossilized hominids. Makes sense that they put it there. The region is home to the Sibiloi, Central Island and South Island national parks. A large variety of bird species live in the area. The lake basin also offers a view of Quaternary period desert environment. As a vital location for historical research, the Lake Turkana National Parks were registered as a Natural Heritage World Heritage Site in 1997. The registration date was expanded in 2001. That's crazy that they're telling us about that. 5th, Jerusalem. The central planet of the Federation and the center of its legislative, judicial, and federal branches. The Contact Subcommittee, among other groups, has its headquarters here. Jerusalem means City of Peace in Hebrew. It sure does. Pleroma. Yeah. Planetoid, asteroid, whatever. Several asteroids together, used as a hiding place by the Utic organization. Its solemn exterior evokes an air of sanctity. In the past, it was a place of worship used by Ormus. By the time the Utic organization reopened it after the Milesian conflict, it had been abandoned for several centuries. The name Pleroma was given by the Patriarch. It was named after the immigrant ship used by Ormus to escape Earth's geosphere. This is a place where Momo was captured and held captive by Margulis. Indeed. CSRC, the Cerebral Science Research Center, is headed by Joachim Mizrahi. Specialized laboratory established under Vector sponsorship that integrated cerebral neurology and phenomena physics. It was the site of both original Zohar analysis and Gnosis research. The unique nature of its research caused it to be treated as a fringe element by many, but the center's accomplishments included environmental bugs, the DSSS, and the Hilbert effect. The lab carried out the design of the Song of the Nephilim and the Udo system. It also produced special types of realians for use as body donors during the design process. Afterwards, a plan was unfurled to use the Zohar as a weapon and energy source. Jurisdiction was transferred from Vector to the Federation government and it became the Utic organization, a group under direct governmental control. Haven't we know about fucking Moby Dick's Cafe, who cares? Human Administration Bureau. Organization of human and branch offices in every star system. One of them, the one on Second Milship, was where Momo conducted the Y data analysis. Okay. Normally it handles the control, administration, and custom duties for human communications and gate jumps. It also investigates and handles any incidents or accidents that occur within the UMN. The UMN was originally administered and managed by Vector. When the rights moved to the Galaxy Federation, the Bureau was formed with Vector's cooperation. Since it is essentially in a position where it can take hold of all of the Galaxy's information, its statements carry heavy weight with the central government. However, it is also true that 98% of their infrastructure, resources, and technicians are still provided by Vector. UMN Control Center, the facility that controls the UMN transport gate on 2nd Miltia, was once a transfer gate control facility owned by Vector Industries. Even now, Vector provides. Yuriev Institute, the UDO research organization established by Dmitry Yuriev in the TC 4660s. It unraveled the UDO phenomenon and developed and raised the URTVs as a countermeasure. Since its backbone consists of salvators from political and financial circles, and those are the designer children, it has assured both assorted governments amnesties and abundant funding for its activities. It possesses a private force the size of the military of an autonomous state. Although this private force is small in scope, it has absolute command and superiority over the Salvators in the Federation military. I'm slowly losing my ability to read. I'm just gonna... jeez. Labyrinthos is the fucking headquarters. Acute neurosis treatment facility and the Song of Nephilim were part of its facilities. Top secret research, including that of the original Zohar. Acute neurosis treatment facility. Hold up a second. Is that... I think I might know what that is, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it's the place we visited in that one dive in the first game, where we had that boss fight with Shion and Junior facing their pasts or whatever. Top secret research, including that on the original Zohar and the vessels of Anima, was conducted in an underground experimental facility. During the Miltian conflict, the tower was invaded by the Federation URTV Special Forces. However, the Song of Nephilim was allowed to launch, escaping the planet with 1/3 of the organization's staff. The tower is also the place where Joachim Mizrahi fell to his death. Indeed, it was. Afterwards, the Labyrinthos was said to be taken over by the Federation military, but they were unable to stop the space-time anomaly that Joachim had set off. Most of the tower's research material, including the original Zohar, was sealed off along with Miltia. Rumor has it that a Salvatore unit in command of the URTVs took some research material from Miltia just before it was sealed off. However, the confusion caused by the space-time anomaly and the Gnosis phenomenon has left us with no accurate records, so it is unknown whether there is any truth to this rumor. And the fucking confusion caused by this game's plot in my brain leaves me also without the truth. That's the name. Rennes Le Chateau. Piece of land thought to be a chunk of lost Jerusalem. Its origin is unknown, but is floating freely in space. The Ormus treat it as a sacred place, claiming that the saint sleeps there. What the saint is exactly is unknown, but we kinda know though. Lost Jerusalem. Earth, mother planet of the human race. Okay, I'm definitely supposed to know good. As a result of the space-time anomaly touched off after the Zohar went out of control several thousand years ago, currently not even its existence can be confirmed. The goal of Ormus is to return to Lost Jerusalem. They are attempting to effect its resurrection through the Zohar. And it was fucking Grimoire Verum who set it off all those thousands of years ago. Planet Ariadne, medium-sized planet, population 1.5 billion, divided into 3 sections: a zone filled with greenery, a zone surging with businesses and research facilities, and a living space for regular citizens. Business zone, the Ariadne flowers, was a special product. Lurking behind was Ormus and the UTIC organization. A Link experiment with the Zohar emulators under Cherenkov's command caused a space-time anomaly. This event was later referred to as the disappearance of planet Ariadne. Yep. Tract inhibitor. The Zohar emulators created by Mizrahi have many varied functions that utilize the extensive energies of the Zohar. As with the original Zohar, however, it has been confirmed that a space-time anomaly appears when they go out of control. The attract inhibitor prevents this loss of control and inhibits the activity of the Zara emulators. In biochemistry, an inhibitor is a substance that blocks enzymatic functions. Yeah. Amplifier. Used to amplify the... Didn't we read this? I think we did. Velgunde. A newly constructed vector ship with the Rhine Maiden on board. The Rhine Maiden. Vector developed special anti-gnosis weapon installed on board the Demerung, as well as the 3 Voglinde class cruisers Velgunde, Flosshilde, and the Voglinde 2. When these ships attack in unison under power, the ship Voglinde was most likely loaned to the Federation Army in order to collect data regarding the Rhine Maiden. Okay, so Velgunde, the old Voglinde, 1,000 meters stem to stern, that's pretty big. Deployed rapidly for public test run. Components have yet to be installed. Yeah, and that's episode 1 when everything went to shit. Since this feels like it's just ripped from the first game. Originally, it was planned for the ship to be equipped with 100 series observational units and 100 series amplifier systems, but they could not be deployed in time for the test run. X units only barely managed to be assigned. In order to compensate for the lack of equipment, Vector loaned their prototype anti-gnosis battle android. Voglinde 2, newly constructed, yeah, and it's gonna say the same thing on the Flosshilde. Yep. Oh, fuck. God damn it! And aims based on Hyams? Hugo. Just thinking out loud. Shitan Uzuki. Thinking out loud. Custom sword. Aim Scutum. I remember this bitch. We fought him and won. And this guy was also here and we won. AG series. Global power of human being. Wow. X manufactured by Hyams. Though these are provided to the Federation Army, the base frame structures. Okay, cool, I guess. I don't fucking know. Multifunctional portable weapon system designed by Miyuki. Are we supposed to know this yet? I don't know. Logical drive. Revised. Oh, is the shield that Shion had? I didn't understand the picture. This is a revised model. She took the with Shion was using and further customized it. Output of its space shield is triple that of the previous model. Condenser. In physics, a condenser is a device that charges a conductor through electrostatic induction. Here, condenser refers to the device used to store energy necessary to power cosmos. There are 2 types of condenser, the test type and the combat model. The latter is being developed by Vector Industries Milsha. Generator. Literally, this means a device that creates power and electricity. Here, however, it refers to the main engine or power generator of ships such as Elsa and Voglinde. Tactical assault ship Merkaba. Yeah. They're being built right now. Exceeds 100 kilometers and its destructive power could easily destroy an entire planet. So that's the sort of scale we're working with. Proto Merkaba, this ship's prototype, was used by Joachim Mizrahi as the plant for Momo's creation. It was also the final dungeon of episode 1, I think. Phase transfer cannon. Weapon that destroys everything. Oh, didn't we see this in that one scene? Fuck. When we dove into Cosmos, I think. Normally the bulk of the cannon was reduced to Planck scale, but by receiving a phase transfer system activation key from a PD cartridge, the bulk of the cannon can materialize into real space. What appears to be, it looks like a big fuck off handgun. What appears to be a handgun is actually part of the phase transfer cannon. Once the system has been activated, it serves as both a trigger and laser locking device. Because Cosmos fired the weapon while limiting the phase transfer mass, the spatial anomaly increased in size, causing the Song of Nephilim to appear. Anti-Udo shift. which is what Junior can do. Waveforms are especially strong. Once Junior awakens as an anti-Udo energy, he transforms into what's known as Red Dragon mode. This sort of impulse comes from Junior losing self-control out of sheer anger. Once he transforms into this mode, he cannot restrain his power. Junior fears this power as it could possibly destroy all that he holds dear. The details of the other URTV's anti-Udo shifts are still unrevealed. Guinan and Citrine have a power which is closely related to Red Dragon mode, but the facts behind the situation are unknown. Mobile Dyna interface. The fucking stupid bike from episode 2 that's on the cover and like barely appears in the game. An optional weapon designed to improve Cosmo's ability. I can read. On the outside it looks like a monobike, but it's actually a versatile mobile device capable of air and space flight as well as transfer flight. It also doubles as a simple maintenance box and functions as a main processor and weapons module for the ES Dyna. DSSS, Double Slit Sensory System. A sensory system developed by Vector Industries that can detect the nose is also known as an imaginary space detection system. Fundamentally, its workings are very similar to... there's no very there, I just put it in on accident. To the double slit photon experiment. Okay, a common example found in quantum physics. For that reason, its structure is composed of two slit-shaped camera surfaces. That's a real thing. You've probably seen it in physics class in like high school. This system is equipped on Cosmos and eggs, as well as the sensory parts of some weapons. PT cartridge, phase transfer cannon. Subsensor activates the primary phase shift and releases the latent. VX series. Eggs manufactured by Vector. Though a consumer level product, the specs exceed those of the military use AG series. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Like, military grade usually means whatever is cheap enough for the army to get for like hundreds of guys. Prodigium. Ormus mobile battleship, 8,000 meters in length. Flagship of the Inquisitor fleet. It means miracle. Sure does. Logical drive. New type of spaceship propulsion that replaces... I'm sorry, I just thought of something. Don't they mention like a logical drive or something in the opening movie of Xenogears on the Eldridge? I don't fucking know, dude. Takes substantial energy to operate, but since the device itself is relatively easy to miniaturize, the system is used by manned units equipped with transfer type generators such as eggs. Logical drive pod, the name of an expansion drive used mainly by small mobile weapons without independent flight capability or by small spaceships to perform a gate jump. No uniform standard, instead there are various types, ES Asher during the motion, ES Dyna, yeah. Okay. Special technology advancement. Managed in partnership with the government, research the structure of a space-wide network, and develop the foundations of the UMN. After handing over UMN administration, knows as terrorism, there was evidence that some acting S division where Grimoire was hiding. The department deliberately intervened to help Grimoire. Actually, someone is even now administrating parts of S division and act with the tacit approval of Vector's top officials. Cigarette Industries. Company that developed its business by specializing in the fields of cybernetics and biotechnology. Its leading products were the cyborgs known as the Ziggurat series. However, with a dwindling pool of cyborg body donors, the abolishment of the life recycling law, and the replacement of lost tissue in accident victims and other critical patients being taken over by procedures incorporating Realian technology, formerly covered by cyborg surgery, the company decided to eliminate its cybernetics sections. Ziggy is the final version cyborg in the Ziggurat series. Currently, it has started work in the field of nanotechnology, with a special commitment to nanomaterials research. It has made major contributions to science and healthcare, including the refinement of highly conductive, durable materials and the development of medicines that suppress the proliferation of dangerous viruses. Autonomous state research, yeah, we understand what that is. Executive committee inner core and highest decision-making body of the Federation central government, which is in turn formed of representatives from hundreds and thousands of autonomous states. Decision-making is handled by an executive committee that assembly of 24 senior representatives. Its current director is Dmitry Yuryev. Oh, he's in that position, eh? Wilhelm, CEO of Vector Industries, once served as a executive committee director. Even now, he continues to have a large influence on the assembly. Tactical Sim Lab, department within Vector, role to conduct tactical level operational tests. Its mission is not only to test, but depending on the situation, also to conduct research and development into new technology. Within Vector, it is classified as a regular development section. 117th Marine Division. Vogelinde is Marine Planet Tessidora. Anthinosis 100 series of delayed. This is Virgil's gang. Marine headquarters are far removed from the Federation's strategic zone, making it difficult for the Federation to execute proper oversight. That seems like a design flaw. And they were infiltrated by fucking... Hey, there's Shams. Gigantic conglomerate that stands shoulder to shoulder with Vector. Originally a corporate entity affiliated with the immigrant fleet, it changed its name to Shams Heavy Industries after being admitted to the Federation. Its representative... Oh, that's Heinlein's gang. Got it. Nexus. A company that developed its business... Oh, is it right? The Nexus series. Bodily structure of a synthetic animal. Yeah. Composed of the same materials as a Realian and a synthetic human. However, Nexus does not produce any humanoid Realians. As loss of control accidents and human rights issues pile up around humanoid Realians of mission conflict, the production and sale of synthetic animals and expansion of the pet industry became a far lower risk approach to stable profits. What's more, since a sharp decline in fertility has led to purebred animals being bought and sold at high prices, the family-friendly price structure of Nexus synthetic animals is now part of the reason that the series has been continually popular for several centuries. Which is kind of crazy. Centuries. Yeah. The Zoar Project. Project Zoar. There it is. A major anti-gnosis project implemented by the Galaxy Federation government and affiliated organizations. Originally began with research into using the original Zoar as an energy generator, but the project's coverage was partly altered in order to deal with the gnosis phenomenon and its rapidly accelerating expansion. Currently, the Contact Subcommittee is playing the central role in its implementation. As the name implies, the original Zoar is at the center of the project. Salvaging it has become urgent business. The 100 series system, the Cosmos project, and the Udo system that the UTIC organization has been researching are all part of the achievements of the Zoar project. I don't know, I would call Udo like an achievement, but whatever. Fucking Spec Ops fleet, mobilized to retrieve the Zoar emulators on the Vogelinde, failed because Gnosis. However, the fleet was placed on standby. Orders from Margulis had surmised that the Kukai Foundation would move. Yep. Margulis did not issue a standby order in order to have them defeat the Durandal. He called for the standby to create a situation wherein the Durandal would... Yeah. We've understood this. Federation fleet win... Yep. There's a fleet... A parliament... Yeah, remember these guys? Central Assembly Hall is located on the capital planet 5th Jerusalem. There is also a space built within the human and that is modeled after the central hall. Yeah, okay, this is in the human. Linked with the real-life assembly. Therefore, only very few representatives visit the parliament on 5th Jerusalem. Most representatives participate through the human. Different assemblies are opened depending on the issues to be discussed. The assembly on how to deal with militia was the same as a normal Federation Parliament with all autonomous state representatives in assembly. There are also special assemblies and administrative auditing assemblies that have the role of secretly investigating Galaxy Federation internal affairs and preventing corruption. In addition, there is the Executive Committee Assembly, which decides important matters of Federation law. Federation Police. I'm gonna assume that they're the fucking police... Oh, you're detailing the fucking police. The world building is super detailed and cool. Except this is kind of presented as just a lot of text that doesn't really play into the story all that much. Human crafts one of them. Special used to have Sig in its ranks. Yep. Speed reading. Unknown. Isashar. Pellegris unit. Ether connection base can also be operated as a flexible shield. Yep. Simeon. Albedos. Equipped with a long tail stabilizer which functions as a logical drive. So that was an ESA in the first game when we were running around in fucking eggs. ES Dan, Voyager's unit. I feel like I remember this, but not entirely. Is Voyager a testament? That's how it is, right? Ruben is Jin's unit, customized for Jin's use. Jin's ES. The ES specially customized for Jin. That ES is all coming together. Specially made for close range combat, it is equipped with 2 real swords. Its design emphasizes high dimensional battle mobility. As a result, its armor is light and it has no shield equipment. However, this is covered by Jin's unique battle style, which combines offense and defense using swords. While it holds none of the heavy weaponry seen on other ES craft, the Ruben can unleash a special attack, a technique by Jin that launches a shockwave from his swords that serves as an effective move against faraway enemies. Didn't he also have rockets? Levi is Margulis' unit. Designed to be versatile, unit capable of waging battle at both short and long ranges, but all long-range weaponry was removed at Margulis' request. Instead, it was equipped with a long sword. You know, because he's extra like that. It has also been equipped with 2 intimidation weapons, a throwing weapon similar to kunai, and a small throwable high explosive. Yeshua, the term Willem used to refer to chaos. It's all coming together. Let me just... The Unus Mundus Drive Operations... I keep forgetting what it stands for, which makes it harder for me to remember what the fuck it is. Unus Mundus Drive Operation System. I kind of hate all the... what's it called? Like the letter abbreviations. That's the word I'm looking for. Udo Simulator. A system built by the Yuriev Institute, mainly used for UR-TV link experiments that creates artificial Udo waves within the encephalon. Simulator was also used to conduct adjustments of the UR-TV's anti-waveforms. Although the Udo waves this system produces are purely artificial, there have been several accidents during encephalon drills that have caused standard UR-TVs to become infected. The Udo waveform sample on which this system was based was provided by Dmitry Yuriev, the person in charge of the facility. It has not been revealed when he procured this sample. Indeed. I'm just gonna... Dates back to the Lost Jerusalem. Wave-based existence. Is this the green thing from Xenogears? Is that... Casino Gears is all about like Deus. It's all about the Zohar being like in the monad is locked in the Zohar, and that is the green motherfucker. Is this the like monad of the Zohar trying to break out somehow? I don't know. Was there more? There's more. Let's just look at it. Executioner. Term referring to UR-TV, 669. Negrito is called this by Albedo since he is imbued with the ability to obliterate UR-TV unit number 666. SOAR emulator. An emulator is something that simulates the operations of one computer system on a different set of hardware and software, like we're using right now. And this story refers to the original Zohar emulators created by the late Joachim Mizrahi. And they were used by the UTIC organization as auxiliary originals for the link experiments on planet Ariadne and elsewhere. However, their original role was to act as an ignition key to operate the original. A total of 12 were created by Joachim, each one inscribed with the name of one of the 12 apostles. They went missing after the Milesian conflict, but all 12 were recovered by the Kukai Foundation, which currently manages them. Proto-Merkaba, a giant research plant created by Joachim Misrai, where research was conducted on 100 series observational units, prototypes, and the Hilbert effect, as well as on specialized types of realities. Originally, it was planned to serve as a mothership of Proto-Omega alongside the Song of Nephilim. After losing Sakura, however, Joachim used it as a plan to recreate Momo. After the Milesian conflict, it was taken over by the Federation government and was sealed inside the abyss from which it was resurrected by Albedo Piazzolla. It can take in gnosis, convert them to energy, and use that energy as a weapon. That's crazy. If it were ever actually used, it has enough power to wipe out a combined fleet instantly. Whitening. In most cases, people who come into contact with gnosis experience a phenomenon where their body turns white and shatters into pieces. Cases of people mutating into gnosis after whitening, while rare, have been confirmed. During the gnosis attack on Voglinde, Shion and Cherenkov were attacked by a gnosis and subjected to this whitening phenomenon for a short period of time. Both escaped with their lives, but Cherenkov would later mutate into a gnosis. Despite the fact that everyone who has whitened will eventually nosify, Shion has continued to avoid this disaster even to this day. Whether or not there is a reason for this is unclear. Anti-Yuda waveform, we know about that. Proto-Omega is the big golden motherfucking mech. Constructed and operated by the UTIC organization during the Milesian conflict. One of the relics of God. Afterwards, it was subjected to repeated linkage operational tests with the original Zohar, then deployed to intercept Federation forces during the first and second Milesian descent operations. It was set to be deployed in the third descent operation as well, but once the gnosis appeared, it was left at the hangar in the confusion, which is insane, but sure. After the Milesian conflict, it was once again operated by Sergius the 17th upon his landing on Milesian. Pendant. Crystal pendant worn by Shion. I wonder if that's going to be important. Link Master. Your TV, yeah. We understand. Red Dragon. Junior's assigned role was to use this ability to amplify wave, yeah. Lemegeddon. Fuck. A Zohar control program that can create certain specified wavelengths constructed by vector programmer Grimoire Verum during the Lost Jerusalem era. Apparently, these wavelengths affect not only the operation of the Zohar, but the appearance of gnosis as well. Grimoire used the wavelengths to control the gnosis and set off the gnosis terrorism incidents. Lemegeddon was fragmented into pieces during the Milesian conflict and was later scattered across the UMN half a year ago. That H in half is not supposed to be capitalized. Grimoire collected all the fragments and reassembled them. Upon his death, after the gnosis, well, the girl did, the what's her name? Upon his death, after the gnosis terrorism, however, Lemegeddon was lost once more. Robot Academy, laboratory, who cares? I kinda care. Erde Kaiser. That's like... Give me a second. Yeah, it's like an optional thing that you can do if you do side quests, I guess. I don't expect to see it in this game either. Tutorial. I'm just gonna... And I kept this particular recording just barely under an hour. I've been reading again. I've been reading so much that my voice is starting to feel not great, and I'm gonna stop recording right now, and next time we won't be reading. See you later.